Now to our report from inside Syria. Charlie D'Agata is about 150 miles from Manbij, one of the few remaining pockets of land controlled by ISIS. Charlie spent time with U.S. and Kurdish forces who are battling an estimated 2,000 ISIS fighters.
There's not much left of the villages on the way to the front line here, but the ISIS fighters who held them only days ago remain a lethal threat, launching counterattacks in areas thought to be secure and lacing the only road in and out with explosives.
It's an ISIS tactic to plant roadside bombs in the overnight or in the early morning. All that we can hope is that they've been cleared or that we don't trigger one.
Tractors and truckloads of residents fleeing the closer we got to the fighting. In Asafa, where we found America's Kurdish-led allies launching a barrage of mortars, locked in a fight to the end against the remaining pockets of ISIS in Syria. But they're not the only ones here.
Not more than a few hundred yards away is where you find an American position fighting right beside forces here, and they've been firing mortars in that direction essentially since we got here. How important is it for you to have American forces on the ground fighting right beside you?
They're playing a very big role, Commander Simko Skak told us. Their forces have been very effective. We give them coordinates for ISIS locations, and their Air Force and artillery do all they can. The American-led onslaught has been ferocious. The coalition reported 575 airstrikes on 1,100 targets during the first 2 weeks of this month alone. But while these ground forces are making progress, on the sharp end of this fight, no one here is talking about ISIS being defeated.
You've been on the front lines. Can you describe what it's like there?
They're still putting up strong resistance, Rudy Hassan told us. IEDs, firefights, they still don't want to surrender. As we left, we saw up close the destruction caused by some of the fiercest fighting this region has seen since the battle against ISIS began.
This is what an ISIS retreat looks like. Between heavy artillery, American and coalition airstrikes, hardly a building is left standing.
And for all the talk of withdrawing American troops, as we were on our way out, a convoy of U.S.-led coalition forces was on its way in, headed straight for the front line. One commander here said ISIS is now fighting for their very existence, a fight that is far from over. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, Asafa, Eastern Syria.